So, time to talk about Nemo. I'm really happy with this buff. I hate one-turn buffs in general, especially when it comes to damage. Like refund stuff, it is what it is if it's one turn, but like damage with how the current game goes, one-turn buffs just don't work. Uh, every literally every boss has like three break bars or two break bars in the final health gauge, and like a lot of the time the final wave is not the highest health. So it really like one turns just didn't work in that sense. So this most recent buff really helps him out. Let's get started. So base attack is just about the midpoint, 11.4k. The midpoint that most 5 stars are at is 11.5. So attack, not super bad. Could it be better? Yep, but we don't need it to right now. HP, 13.6k, really doesn't matter. He does have a guts, and he does want to pop the guts, but it's not the huge it's not a big deal if he doesn't pop the guts. Like his whole gameplay doesn't revolve around the guts, but it would be nice if the guts popped. Like he has extra effects with that guts. Star weight, star gen, normal rider numbers, MP charge, very healthy at 0.59. It feels like I've just been looking at 0.4s and 0.3s for the last few months, so it's nice to see like big numbers like this. So for bond CEs, we have. Oh, that's not one of them. We have Rider. And honestly, that might be it. Costume owning. There we go. So he has two. He has at the very least two, and some of these are gonna scale with time as we get balanced CEs. Because I think balanced and neutral are gonna be like their own CE because like a lot more of them, a lot more than you think, are not are not of the normal like alignment, like lawful, chaotic, good and evil. There are a bunch of servants that don't fall like in those four categories, but it's not as many as it could be. Which is why I say that they might just make a CE for balance and neutral. Hit counts. 3 hits on quick, 4 hits on the arts, which is why I'm saying this is like really healthy because a lot of these recent servants have this at 0.49 with 4 hits. So yeah, if you crit on your arts card, Nemo is gonna regen a lot. Extra attack is weak though. So, the skill buff is Voyager of the Storm. So before, and this wasn't even like that good on this part. This part was fine, but you weren't always gonna get waterside. So if you were on waterside, you always got a 20% attack buff. Everywhere else, 12% attack and 12% MP damage for the party, but only for one turn. Yeah, Voyager of the Storm, tactics, military tactics. These are skills that are constantly getting buffed. And honestly, I don't even think Voyager of the Storm was a skill that was buffed. Or, yeah, no, I don't even think Voyager of the Storm is a skill that has been buffed before. Yeah, no. Nemo is the first one with this skill to get it buffed. But the thing is that he had the strongest version of this skill because of this part. So while he had C++, on it, like honestly, the amount of damage is probably pushing higher than here. So Drake is up for getting a buff. Like this is, I truly think this is the buff that's gonna open the door because you have the lowest version of the skill, but also the one that is technically the best getting buffed. So this skill goes from this. Now this, not only is the attack and MP damage buff buffed from 12 to 15, cleaner numbers by the way. Like 12% is definitely not a clean number for FGO. 5 or 0, otherwise it's not clean. Waterside, unchanged, but he did get buff removal resistance 1 time, 3 turn, and he gives this for the party. They did this a lot in summer, giving either the character had buff removal resistance, or like a lot of them gave skills for this. On a party-wide utility buff skill, this does make a lot of sense to have. And buff removal is something that it seems like they're about to start spamming at us. So, yeah, just be aware of that. They wouldn't be... It's either they're releasing all these characters with buff removal to counter old content, or they're preparing us for new content. Since the final chapter is coming up, I would bet more money that one of the bosses has like a lot of buff removal, and or at least does it more than once, and that's why we're getting so many servants like that. They're literally trying to help us out and give us a chance. Second skill is the guts, 1 time, 5 turns, 30% battery, and if the guts activates, he gets a 50% battery. So, like I said, he wants his guts to pop, but he doesn't need it to pop. It just would be really, really nice. And also, this is a very good guts. If you have a pen 5, this is on a only 1 turn downtime. And yeah, like not having a guts is not having a 50 battery locked and loaded in case you need it. Because that guts, because like you have to think about what having a guts that gives you a 50 battery actually means. You got hit in order to get that guts to proc, so you got MP from it. I assume that you attacked the turn before, so his gauge is definitely not 0. So it gets to the point where no matter where Nemo's battery is, as long as he got to, I want to say, like 20, 30%, it's very, very likely that you're going to have enough MP to actually be able to, or get enough charge to be able to guarantee the MP bomb next turn. Yeah, and again, once guts goes away, if you can do cooldown reduction, like even 1 turn or 2 turns would be more preferred, you're going to be able to like have 100% uptime on this. So, and 100% uptime on this is 10 turns with a guts to pop, and or with 2 guts. Sorry, 10 turns continuous with a guts all through that time. Very, very good safety net. Third skill, 20% arts. If you're on waterside or void, another 20% and 15 stars. So Nemo always was supposed to be AoE. No, sorry, not AoE. SubDPS multi-core. He was always supposed to do that. Like, his skills show he was always supposed to do that. But these being 1 turn just made it, like, not fun. Because basically you had to hold this for whatever turn someone does big damage. And the problem is, if you are actually fighting on waterside, you are getting screwed over and not being able to pop this until the last turn. So you might have run into damage problems before that. Now, you just don't have that issue. You pop this turn 1, and you don't have to think about it. Overall, it's just that it makes his floor just better. They didn't raise it that much, but they made it so he doesn't jump around nearly as much. Like, obviously, he's going to jump if you're on waterside or not. That's never going to change, but you have a lot more characters that can actually force the water side. Just thinking off the top of my head, Talok and Melt Lancer, like both of them make water side. So if you really, and also this came up in the raid, Talok can remove guts. So the most recent raid, Talok and Nemo were a really good combo because it just like made it so okay, you don't have to worry. Turn 1, no defense is up. You remove the guts, and then you just need Nemo to do damage. I didn't use Nemo in the raid, mostly because I wanted my melt to get as close to Bond 11 as possible. Did you know that she was Bond 7 before the raid started, and now she's at 10 and almost at 11. I farmed that raid a lot. I think it was 160 runs by the end of the day. So like a lot of shit. I was trying to get done with my characters. I got done before the final chapter. So I'm very happy about that. This raid honestly came out the perfect fucking time for me, because it's like I'm stocked up from summer. Now this raid topped me up even more in terms of like QP, bond, everything. I'm just happy. I am now doing monthly $5 giveaways as a way to give back to my channel. I recently hit 500 subs and I want to keep giving back to the people that support me. All you have to do is comment on one of my videos during the month. Doesn't even have to be a video I make that month, and you are entered to win. 5 people can win every month, with 1 win per person per month. Only 1 comment is counted as an entry every month. I will send you the prize in a way that works for both of us. Thank you for watching. Now let's get back to the video. It frees me up to play other games and enjoy Fate Stay Night. But Borderlands is this week, so Fate Stay Night probably gonna take a little bit of a break. I'm not gonna be going for like 4 sessions a day like I did Tsukihime. That was just because I had the time. I cannot rush Fate Stay Night like I did Tsukihime. All right, moving on. Talk about passives. 11% quick, 200 damage plus 10% crit damage of arts cards, and if he's on waterside or void space battlefield, 500 damage cut. Don't slack on damage cut, especially when Tlok is a good unit to use with him, especially because she's AoE and can do super effective for servants that Nemo just does play normal to, or Tenno Shilan, like the original one. Yeah. So she has damage cut here too. It would stack with Nemo's, so up to 2,500 damage he just wouldn't take. So that means like chip damage not even gonna work on him. You will see like goose egg 0 for a good couple hits. Pens definitely 2 for the battery, because his starting battery is 30, not 50. He needs the guts to get the 50. And just being able to start with 20, it just makes things a whole lot easier. I would say that skill reloading is something that you are going to want to look at, especially if the fight is more dragged out, to have as high uptime on this as possible. But I mean, these are 5-turn cooldowns too. So, and with this being a buff to duration, it means that this is up for 3 turns, down for 2. With a pen 5, it's up for 3, down for 1. And that's not just on this skill, that's on this skill too. So Nemo just really is going to have higher uptime than a lot of other units, especially if you use Tamamo. If you are using Tamamo with Nemo, there's no cooldowns. He has nothing on cooldown. He's going to have everything, all of his skills up all the time, including that guts. With Tamamo on the field bringing cooldown reduction, there should literally not be a reason that you don't see every single one of Nemo's skills up at a single time. Like, I'm pretty sure all you have to do is pop Tamamo's MP like once every few turns and you should be good. MP. So, as you can really tell, Nemo is a completely different character if he's on waterside or not. Considering he's using a giant fucking submarine to ram people with, just watch the MP animation, it makes sense why he would want to be on the water. Honestly, I'm surprised Drake doesn't have any like massive buffs for being on the waterside either. I feel Drake, out of anyone, should, seeing as she fucking soloed Poseidon in Olympus, and then she did something to get another grail. And I can't even remember, but in like Okeanos, didn't she do something similar? Like, or did she just find that grail? I'm trying not to remember part one writing. Anyway, so on water side, 20% MP damage activates first. No ramp up, but that's fine. Sure hit on water side, again, fine. Super effective against super large enemies. This is why Nemo was so good in the raids. With his buff and the fact that he is super large, you were definitely on water side. Nemo was in full fucking force for the Noah raid. It just kind of sucks that I was busy farming melt, but I think on main I have Nemo MP3, so I will in 2 years I'll probably put in the work with Nemo. I'll leave Nemo his farming alone and just let him farm that raid in like 2 years, and that will make up for everything. Last part, 10% MP damage base, scales up to 30. Honestly, this is kind of like ramp up numbers. If I'm being completely honest, base 10%, you can afford ramp up. Nemo can technically afford ramp up, but with a kit like his, he doesn't really want ramp up. He has a lot of AoE buffs, so he's not gonna want to MP every turn. He's gonna want someone else to do it. That's why his buffs are AoE. But again, like if he's on water side, these are not like party wide buffs. Like 40% arts, 30 and 35% attack, 15% MP damage for himself. That does not sound like party wide buffs like Queen of Sheba, like 20% arts for the party. That it sounds way closer to someone like Ryoma, how he has like a double arts buff, one's party wide, one's self. That's a lot closer to what Nemo is, but Nemo's is still all AoE. So yeah, with Noah coming out, like both of them are buffing. Well, no, Nemo buffs on water side, while Noah buffs just animals. But they both do it to a stupid amount. And yeah, last thing, Bond CE. Power mod against super large stacks well with the super effective. 10% arts on water side or avoid space battlefield. So, if there was ever a conditional grand servant, Noah and Nemo are poster children for it. They are poster children for very specific brands, which is why I can't put like the grand candidate on Nemo's thumbnail. If you're not on water side, all it is super large. If you're not fighting super large, what the fuck are you even doing? This Bond CE would literally do jack shit, and you would only use it for the 50%. And I cannot put a grand servant candidate, like the servants I feel are best for the role. I can't put it on a character like this. When you are reliant on a support, literally to make a Bond CE work. No. But you're on water side a lot more than you'd honestly think. You are on water side more than some people think. It's kind of just you have to see actual water in the background. Still fucking pissed about Andromeda. She has a passive that for water side and that didn't proc in her own event. That's fucked up, lasagna. All right. That's it. Time to stream soon. Peace. Thank you for making it to the end of this video. If you enjoyed, drop a like or sub. Hope to see you in the next one. Peace.